go. Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. I've spent the last 10 minutes being awkward as fuck saying how much I don't want to introduce myself. I literally do this all the time. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking on whatever you've clicked on. I have Molly with me today, so thank you, Molly, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
She's absolutely buzzing to be here.
Not like I beg to be here.
She actually said to me that being on a podcast was one of her 2024 goals.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, we're gonna make this happen.
2 months in.
I know. But no, to be honest, I had you on my little what's it called, prospect list.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna get you on. But yeah, we're matchy today. We can't see us. Molly's wearing Sisters and Seekers, and I'm wearing Azanola. For anybody who wants to know.
We look gorgeous anyway.
We do. We look gorgeous. But yeah, Molly, tell us, like, for anyone who's watching that actually doesn't know who she is, because I'm sure majority of people do. Just tell us about yourself. Talk about yourself for a bit.
So yeah, I'm Molly. I'm 25. I'm a mum of 5-year-old twins.
I think I said I'm mum of 5. I was like, what? I didn't know that. Might have been easy
Not that I know
to
of.
drop that in before then.
5-year-old twins.
Oh my god. Didn't know they were 5.
Yeah,
That's
did you know? No, the 6 in May.
No.
I know.
Do you know it's one of them, because like I obviously like know that you have kids, but then when like you don't see someone all the time, you just see like Instagram.
Them, yeah.
Then I think, oh my god, how has it been that long?
That
Like
long.
it feels crazy.
Everyone says that to me. Yeah, so I am self-employed. I'm a hairdresser and a nail tech.
Drop your handle, your Instagram handle.
What does that mean? Bye, Molly Faye.
There you go. Do you know what? I should have known not to use that lingo. That's like people who work in social media lingo, which is another story for another day.
Yeah.
But I also didn't know what it meant either. Cringing on myself a little bit now. But yeah, make sure that obviously anybody listening, go and check out Molly's page. She posts the best reels, more content than you're ever going to see from me.
I love that. It is hard, isn't it though? Like,
it is so
getting
difficult.
yourself out there, it's a lot.
It's like keeping
It's
up
a job
with...
in itself as well as your job.
I know. That's exactly what I mean though. I was saying to Molly before that, like, I'll put this podcast out there and I'll spend so much time... I didn't mean to do that. Sorry for anybody listening and they've just burst your eardrums. I was just saying that I can spend loads of time putting a podcast out there, but like that doesn't do anything if I don't promote it, and I don't really promote it. So do you feel that that's sort of the same for you in like hairdressing? Because I've seen so much recently about how much pressure it is.
There's so much
running
pressure,
like a beauty business and having to post
the whole like social media side. It's like you finish your day and then it's like, oh my god, I need to post now. And it's not like I am really busy now, so it's not like I need to post, but then I still want to I still want to be relevant. I want people to see what I'm doing, so
you are relevant, girl.
Yeah, I'm so relevant.
I see you on there all the time. I think, oh my god, I need to post more, oh my god, I need to post more. I suppose at the same time, like mine will be when I come from a day at work and I haven't
you
done
don't want to do anything, but it's like the algorithm as well, isn't it? Like, is that the word? Is that the word?
Yeah, that's the word. Changes all the time though. The algorithm.
So sometimes like I think, oh my god, people might not even see this post, so I need to post so much shit for them to see.
I know.
Even like a picture of the kids, like everyone loves seeing the kids. They all love
they
it.
do
And
say
like,
the personal content is the best performer.
Yeah.
And I think, like, how many different Instagrams do you actually have?
I've got a personal one and then
yeah. See, I have as well, but to be honest with you, I think sometimes I never know like which one to post on.
I never know which one I'm posting on. Sometimes I'm posting my availability on my private page and I'm like, oh shit.
Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
I know, it's hard, isn't it? Like trying to keep up with posting, everything. But by the sounds of things, you've got your hands full, girl. You got
very,
kids.
Very full.
You got your own business.
This life. I'm drowning in this life.
I'm juggling in this life.
I know. I am just faking it till I make it. Like I
think
am.
that's the only way that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like same every single day.
Yeah.
People say to me like, I'll be in a meeting and work, and people will go, "Oh my god, you did so well." I was like, I didn't have a fucking clue what I was talking about. But anyway, enough about all that. I know that we wanted to talk a lot about the fact that you are self-employed, so I'm going to specifically say, talk us through your career, like, up to now.
Yeah, so I originally started with hair and makeup when I left school, but I wanted to go on hairdressing, but I was such a anxious person. Like, I applied for college 2 days before the year started.
Did
like,
you?
I would not go in. I had to take my friends with me. Like, I would not speak to people. Like,
you don't
back
strike
in the
me
day.
as that kind of person.
Yeah, I was
at
like,
all.
when I left school, I was so bad. Like, I wouldn't even go in Mackey's and order my own food. Like, someone would have to do it for me. So I went to college anyway 2 days before the year started. The hairdressing course was full, so they put me on the hair and makeup.
Oh.
So I kind of took to the makeup more than the hair.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you
Yeah.
had. Is it the same Instagram page? 'Cause
Yeah,
I knew that you
so,
used to
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
So that's where my page started back in 2015.
Oh my god, that makes
when I
me
was
feel old.
posting black eyebrows and big black and purple smoky eyes.
Did we even have Instagram then? Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forget like how long we've actually had
I've
Instagram
only
for.
archived the pictures. I could show them now. Like, they are horrific. I can't believe people used to pay me for them.
Dude,
makeup.
I'm sure. If I'm honest, at that point in time, I'm sure
Everyone
it
was
the thing.
having that makeup. Yeah.
Black
like,
smoky
yeah,
eyes.
Black smoky eyes.
Oh,
Purple,
God.
pink. Oh.
What, like blue,
White.
waterline?
Yeah. No.
I used to love that.
And
you
the
know.
big block eyebrows.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so I did that for 2 years, and then I left college. I was working in McDonald's at the time as well.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
Then one day I walked out of McDonald's on shift. Like,
Talk us through that.
I'm
How
very a
did that go?
person where I hate being told what to do, and you'll probably realise this
You're
is
not
why
made
I'm
for this.
self-employed.
Yeah,
because
that's what I say all the
I
time.
cannot be told what to do. And I remember I was in McDonald's one day, and one of the managers like made a comment about me, but I was the only one on. But there was someone in the kitchen. But I was running back and two on the front, like the window, and then on
Sweating.
the front. Yeah.
Like,
And she made a comment
give
about me,
people
so
tips.
I launched my tray, clocked out. I'd only been there an hour. I didn't even get me free breakfast on shift. Yeah, I was fuming about that. Still am. Clocked out and left, and I was like, you know what? Deal with the shit yourself, love. I'm off.
You go,
I
girl.
got my bag and my coat, and everyone was like, "You alright?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm off." I was crying my eyes out because I was like,
Aw.
she made me feel so bad. And then I just thought, no. So I kind of was doing nothing then, but I had a car at this point, so I got like a little cleaning job, and then I fell pregnant, and I was having twins. I was very sick, so I was bedbound for a few months, like a few months, and then I started working for the bridge on Merseyflower.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
when we were talking about all our
The
fines.
drama of today, yeah.
The dramas
Speaking
of the
of.
fines. Did they not just give you like an employee
Yeah,
discount?
no.
Previous employee discount.
Yeah, so I worked there until I went on maternity. I must have worked there for about...
Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? Fucking hell, it's a good job we can cut this out.
Where was I up to?
On that thought, I have no idea. I think we were talking about you were bedbound and feeling sick, which is really horrible to hear, by the way. I'm just saying, like, I feel so wary about how many times I interrupt, and I'm trying not to do
No,
it.
it's fine. I interrupt people all the time. I'm like, no, back to me. Oh yeah, so I went on maternity at 28 weeks. As soon as I could go on maternity,
Oh my
I was
God.
going on maternity.
So what were you doing before that? Working at the bridge?
Yeah, working in the bridge. Oh, it was dead cute. They'd made like this little baby shower and
Aw.
things for me. I'd been there, what, a couple of weeks.
Oh, I love that.
It was cute. And then I obviously had the twins. I was stay-at-home mom for
Stay-at-home
2
mom?
years.
Oh.
Well done to everyone that's a stay-at-home mom, because won't ever be doing it ever again.
Do you know, I won't
I
even
will.
like try and say that I understand what that's like, but that for 2 kids as well.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, like, I think we'll elaborate this a little bit more after, but like, what was it like for you, suppose, like, being in that position where you left a job because they were treating you like shit and telling you what to do? Because I fucking hate that as well. But there was that, and then obviously you took on another job, and then you found out you were pregnant, and then you found out it was twins. What was that like? Was that scary?
So, yeah. No. I'm very laid back, so when I found out that I was having twins, like my mum was convinced that I was having twins anyway before my scan, and then I found out at my 12-week scan, and I was like, oh, let's go twin shopping. So like I'm very laid back.
I've
like,
never met an anxious laid back person, I must
So
say that.
I'm very-
I must say that, you know.
Yeah, so I'm very anxious in things like I can't control, but like
Yeah.
that I'm very maternal, like I couldn't ever wait to be a mum, so I was like, oh,
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. So you went from, because I mean, I'm jumping to and from, but I kind of want to go into that
Yeah.
like fully in a bit. So you went from then your bridge job, went on maternity for, well, how long for? You tell me, I can't remember.
2.5 years.
Oh, I love that. No, so what was that like? What did you, was this like during COVID? Was
No,
this?
so I had them in 2018, so they were nearly 2 when COVID hit. So I lived at home, so I had the twins, was at home for 6 months, and then I got my own house. That in itself, like, at one point there was 10 of us living in my mum's.
Oh my god.
And then I went to my house,
like,
there was 4 of us, and then there was 3 of us.
Oh.
So yeah, that's where my anxiety hit then. Like
You didn't have everyone around you.
In my head, I felt like I was in a house in the middle of nowhere on my own with these babies.
Oh.
I know.
That does. It is. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I cry all the time when I'm sat on my own recording podcast, so no judgment. But that does sound like I feel like if you're one of them people who's used to having the support around you, especially with 2 little people, like that sounds really scary.
And it was like, I've got to be in control of these little babies, I've got to look after them, but I am fucking shitting myself in this house. Like, I'd go to bed and I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't sleep for nights on end, and then I'd get to a point where I'd be like, tonight I can go and stay at my mum's because it's been a few days now I've been staying at my own
and
house.
then you'd have a proper night's sleep.
Yeah, but I don't know what had happened at this point, but I was sleeping downstairs on the couch and the kids were in cots. I don't know what happened to my bedroom. I think someone must have took it. Was literally like past the parcel of my bedroom and sent my mum's. So
yeah,
the bedroom must have got took up. Because everyone else was still at home then, so
it was kind of like you just kind of got the safety from being at your mum's.
That is like my comfort. Like, I will just feel okay when I feel like anxious or down. Like, I'll just go and stay at my mum's, and it's like everything's just gone. It just disappears.
It's
like I get a
nice
bath at my mum's and I get in bed in my old bedroom, and I'm like,
yeah, because that must just be like a lot to be responsible for other people. I can't even fucking be responsible for myself, so hats off to you, girl.
Thank
you. You look like you've done a great job. But yeah, so sort of like going back to like timelines and what you did work wise, how did you end up where you are now?
So I went back to college when the kids were 2, so I couldn't afford to put them in childcare, so I had to stay off until they were 2, until they got free childcare. So they got 15 hours a week, so they could go in. It was 8:30 till 11:30, Monday to Friday. So I applied for college and went back onto the hairdressing course, but then COVID hit. God. I was learning to cut hair on a Zoom call.
Oh my god!
With how many was in the class?
Did you have a little like bobblehead? Like
we had one of them doll heads. Like, I called mine. What was mine called? Vanessa.
Yeah,
Vanessa.
So I take it like you could only cut Vanessa's hair short once, didn't grow back.
Yeah.
So what did you do when Vanessa had
So we'd have to do like, it was work your way up on these cuts, but on a Zoom call with 23 other girls.
Oh my god! And look how fabulous a hairdresser you are now.
I know.
Maybe that's the way forward. Maybe they need to teach people on Zoom.
Yes. No. Oh my god, no. So I was on a call with girls that had just left school that were only on the hairdressing course to stay in education. So no.
Did they not?
There was none of them cared, and I was sat there thinking like, I'm the one that actually wants to be. So then, what did? I'm trying to think what happened then. So then, that was the start of COVID. have joined in the September, COVID hit in the February, was it?
Yeah, about that.
Then I think it was like the last couple of weeks of college we could go into the college and do hair, but we weren't allowed to do it people's, we were just allowed to do it on the block. And I remember we had a perm.
Oh my god, that sounds horrendous. I don't even, before you've even said anything.
And one of my teachers, like, I'd had the worst day already, so I was getting ready for college. The twins had got a family size box of Cocoa Pops, and this box just went all over my living room, all down the couch, all over the place. So then, yeah, I dropped them off, went to college that day, left all the Cocoa Pops everywhere. This was like one of my really bad trauma days, and then my college teacher, we'd only had a 1 day a week, and I just don't think she liked me. I don't know why, because I was the only one in the class that actually cared. I was the only one that actually did want to be there, but I just felt like she didn't like me. Like, one time my phone had rang and it was the nursery, and I was like, can I get this? And she was like, well, is it important? And I was like, well, it's my kid's nursery, so freaking hope so. Like,
oh, don't. I think it's so bad when people are just like, if people can't have any kind of empathy, sympathy, whatever, I just don't understand why you're a teacher in any way, shape or form.
And I did get it, because I was in a class with girls that didn't care, they didn't want to be there, didn't want to do anything, but I was the one that did, so anyway, we were doing a perm that day, and she come up to me and she made this comment. I can't even remember what it was, but I couldn't get this last roller in. I'd done the whole head and I couldn't get this last roller in. She was like, I made this comment anyway, so this is another time. I got my bags.
Oh, and I'm not being told what to do.
No.
I might have to take a leaf out of your book, you know. Next week I'll be like, I'm unemployed, guys.
I used to think like it's so embarrassing that you can't just stick up for yourself in this situation, but I think if something makes me feel uncomfortable, I'm getting up and I'm going.
Yeah, no, well, I think that's a fucking good trait to have.
Yeah, so that had happened in the
told
morning.
you this was going to happen. Sorry, I've like completely interrupted, but it went on to
It's
its
okay.
little screensaver.
Yeah, so that had happened in the morning, then I got to college, and then I took my stuff anyway and I left. And she rang me that day. It was about 20 minutes later. Actually, I didn't even take my stuff. I took my phone and my keys and my jacket, and I went and ran to my car, and I was like, don't cry until you get to your car. I'm like, don't cry until you get to your car. Anyway, got to my car, seen my car, cried. And then she rang me and was like, have you calmed down? I've still got the voicemail, and I thought, I'm not going back. And then I thought, don't quit, Molly, don't quit, because this is really what you want to do. But I thought, I'm not going back, I can't go back and face her. So then I took 3 weeks self-care week.
Love that.
But I didn't tell anyone that I hadn't been going, and the college teacher rang my mum in the end, because she kept ringing me. I had two teachers, so I had my tutor. No, this was my tutor, and then I had this teacher 1 day a week. So my tutor rang my mum and was like, just want to check that Mollie's okay, like she's not been for 3 weeks, like she's only got one more assessment, and
what
then
did
she
your mum
signed
think you were doing?
So my mum texted me one day, like I hadn't told anyone.
I was just having me cries in the car. Do you think that's like a girly thing?
Yeah.
Like, I can not tell you one girl that's listening to this who's not gone out to the car and had a good cry.
Cried their eyes out, yeah, I do it all the time. But yeah, so she was like, we only need to do one more thing, I'll sign her off, and then she doesn't have to come back. So I went back in anyway the next day, and she gave me a big hug, and she was like, don't worry, I know things are hard at home. And I was like, it's not the things at home that are hard, it's this teacher.
It's you.
I didn't want to say,
this is the tutor.
This is the tutor. I was like, I don't want to be a cow about someone.
Were you like right near the end by this point?
Yeah, I only had to do one thing to sign off, and then I think she signed it off in the end without me even doing it. No, because we couldn't do anyone on people, and we do it on the block. I think I did like one tiny little thing. She's like, yeah, that'll do. Signed her off. She was amazing. I loved her so much. Love her. She's not dead. So yeah, and then I went back for the third year. Yeah, because I got put on level 2, so I went straight on to level 3 then. And I had this teacher that I didn't like for the full 3 days a week. And I went for 1 week, and she made a comment to me, and I was going on holiday at the end of the week, and I thought, I'm not going on my holiday dreading coming back to college, so I'm just gonna leave.
So is that like, how long did you have, how many years did you have to do at college, and then when was it that you left, like within that time?
So I went the first year between COVID, so then COVID was the February, I went back in the September for the last year.
Okay.
And yeah, I was there for a week, and then I thought, no, I'm not going on holiday, dreading my holiday, come back, like I'm not doing it, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna tell her, but I'm not gonna go back. So I went on my holiday, I had the best holiday ever, and then she rang me and was like, hi, are you coming back when you're back on holiday? And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. She was like, why? She just put down that you're going to focus on nails. So I thought, you know why I'm leaving, like, you know already.
Why are all teachers such cons? I hate that word,
really
but I'm using it.
No, I love it so much, but yeah, they are. So then I didn't really learn much in the first year because it was all through COVID. So then I thought I might get an apprenticeship, and I think it was my girl who does my hair, one of my friends, Jodie. She was like, why don't you try where Sarah works, So I was like, okay. So
I remember seeing you in there when I was getting my hair washed. I was like, my hair back, hi Mom.
So I started, anyway, I went for an interview. It was kind of not an interview, it was kind of like a chat, and then I was like, yes, this is it, this is the place I need to be.
So can I just ask, like, for someone who has no idea how you get to being a hairdresser, I take it that you didn't finish college with it, and that if you'd have just continued with college, you could have just gone and done it, and that would have been it? Or do you still have to get an apprenticeship?
No, so you don't have to get an apprenticeship. I could have qualified through college, but I'm so glad that I never stuck to it, because I can't compare from the first year that I did it, because it was through COVID and not in a salon environment. But the things you learn in a salon environment, like, I'm so grateful that I did that, because
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it really does. And like, I learned so much more through doing the apprenticeship than I would have ever learned in college, because it's so hands-on. You see things, like relevant things in college, you learn the basics.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the salon, you're seeing people come in every day for what's relevant, so you're picking up everything.
Learning on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
would you like, I don't know if this is like a personal question, but I'm just going to ask anyway, like, the pay that you get on an apprenticeship, obviously you can't work really at the same time. Yeah,
this is kind of why I left I didn't finish the apprenticeship, so I've not actually got the level 3 qualification. Don't need it, because obviously I'm slaying.
She is like my next hair appointment.
Love that. Yeah, so the twins go with their dad 3 nights a week, which I'm so very grateful for. Like, honestly, I've got it amazing for a single mom. Like,
she's killing it, guys.
I really have. However, them days were the days that I was in the salon. So when I was in college, I've missed a big part of my career out in this. When I started in college for the first year, I did a nail gel course.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
I needed to do that. I needed to do something on the side where I could work around the kids, but someone not tell me what to do.
Yeah,
so
you're literally fueling my fire now.
When, as and when, yeah. So I went and did that, built my clients up. Like, my nail clients are my besties now.
Because I suppose it's been a good few years then.
Yeah. 4. I looked at my certificate the other day and I was like, yeah, I tell everyone I've been doing nails for 2 years, and it's 4 this year.
Wow, love that. Do you do your own? I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit off track.
I have done
these.
I have done these. However, I have got a nail girly that I go to just for self-care purposes.
I feel like the whole point of self-care is to relax anyway.
Yeah, and I love to go and moan to her, and I love to,
I mean, I couldn't do like French on my left hand.
No,
like,
I can't do
my right hand.
Like, this is, I got these because I bit all my nails down and I was too embarrassed to go to her. So I was like, I'm just going to put a bit of gel on, and then hopefully next time, because they were so long.
They look good.
They were so long.
But I completely off-tracked us. So you were talking about how you did the year with your nails.
Yeah, so But that was just like a one night course, to be honest. And I look back at the nail pictures and I'm like, how did people pay me for that? But here we are, they're paying me still. So
I mean, I'm sure in 4 years' time you'll have improved.
yeah,
So
definitely.
then how did that sort of fit into your 3 days not having the kids, being in the salon?
So the days that I didn't have, the nights that I didn't have the kids were the days that I was in the salon. So I'd work in the salon. Apprenticeship money is absolute
bollocks. Okay.
Ass. It really is. And I could not afford to live as well as being on the apprenticeship. So I used to do nails that night as well. So I was working like 12, 13-hour days for 3 days. And I had absolutely nothing to show for it.
Aww.
Absolutely nothing. So it got to like October, not last year, the year before. I'd just had enough. Like, I felt not like unappreciated, but I kind of was unappreciated.
Yeah, but you're doing all of that work.
All of that, yeah.
And then you've got no sort of nothing lifting your spirits afterwards. There's no sort of like reward, I suppose. That must have been quite hard.
Yeah, so it got to Christmas and I was thinking, like, my diary was filling up in the salon, and I was thinking, I can't afford to get my kids Christmas presents when I've got nothing now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I kind of had that thing in me again, like, I'm going.
But
like,
you had a drive, like you had. I'm not saying you didn't have a proper reason before, but it sounds to me like during that time, it's like, I need to do.
I was kind of seeing the money that I was working for and getting a small percentage of it, like, and I was thinking, I'm getting the results, so what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And I loved the salon, I loved being with the girls, like, but I had to think about me and the kids as well. Like, I loved being with the girls, but I was then going home to, I was literally burning myself out and had no money to show for it.
Yeah.
So I kind of did that thing again, got my stuff, and off I went. And then Christmas, it was the October, then the end of October I left, and then Christmas hit. It was manic. Like, I was so busy, and I was like, oh my god, I've got money, like, something's happening, this is crazy, I can't believe it. And
don't I'm a crier, and you're gonna move.
Spent all my money on Christmas, and then January hit, and I was like, what have I done? Shit, what have I done? Like, I've got no
that's fucking me every month on. I get paid and I'm like,
yeah, I was like, I've got no clients, what am I gonna do? Anyway, the first couple of weeks, like, it built back up, but I was doing mobile then, and it was just a lot. Like,
so what, you just go round?
Yeah, travelling.
Did you have like a radius, or did you just go anywhere?
I would take anywhere that was where I was needed. Do you know what I mean? So,
yes, that must be like a lot of driving, a lot of stress.
I went to someone's at 6:30 once in Newtonley Willows to do a colour. Like, I didn't get, like, I was doing anything that I could, and this is where I think now, like, now I am busy, I need to set my boundaries, but then it's
you know you're worth a bit more now though, I think.
Definitely. So, so I was doing mobile, it was just a lot, and then my sister had asked me to go and view the salon that she's in Northwich, and in hindsight, I think I should have took it, but my confidence after, I don't know, I just didn't have it. I was thinking no, because what if something goes wrong? Like, you're in a big open room with loads of people, like, if something goes wrong, like, I'll be so embarrassed. Like,
what did you think more about other people who were going to be in there, or what do you mean when you say embarrassed?
Like, if something was to go wrong, like, I had this thing, like, especially when I started, I don't really have it now, because I kind of do around the same things, but I'd be like, what if someone's hair falls out? What if I leave the bleach on for too long? What if I cut someone's hair stupid? Like,
I'm not laughing. No. I'm like, it's like, I'm obviously not a hairdresser, but these thoughts are like the intrusive thoughts that it sounds like I would get them if I was in your position.
I really do have intrusive thoughts all the time about everything. Like, every single thing I have intrusive thoughts about. Everything I do, it's another
with
story.
you on that one, girl. With you on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I wish I would have, but then I'm so grateful that I never at the same time, because it's in Northwich, so it's quite not quite a drive, but I always think like if someone was to happen to the kids in school, like that's a 25-minute drive back for me to get back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But also I think I'm assuming that like you probably have quite a lot of friends as clients, and then
Yeah.
therefore like
And
it'd
then
be
it's
more a
like,
journey for
would
them.
people travel?
Yeah.
And obviously our Ellie always says like she's got all her clients come from Runcorn, like not all of them, but she's got a lot that do travel to her, and I'm like, I know, but mine might not.
No, I suppose that's always a fear. I can understand both sides, but also in an ideal world, if you can get somewhere close by.
Yeah. And then a few months later went on, and then the salon that I'm in now, Moll, that was advertised, and I was like, no one was in there, and it was perfect. So I've got this thing about being the new girl. Everywhere I go, being the new girl knocks me for sick. Like,
so would you say you're usually the new girl, or you just don't like being the new girl?
I don't like being the new girl.
Okay.
Like, I do not like being the new girl at all.
I kind of would agree with you to an extent, because I always say that like when I first started my job now, I was like, not me at all, because I get dead scared, like thinking, what do they think about me, or are they gonna like me? I mean, I don't feel that much like that anymore, but I can see why you would say that. So you joined there. Where was it advertised?
It was on Facebook. It's on Greenway Road.
Can I just say, I actually went to look for it once, and I was like, Mowgli, and then obviously I was like, I love eating at Mowgli, so like I was a bit confused at first, but then I did see where it was. I think I've driven past it now as well.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice.
It is really nice. It's done up really, really nice. But there was no one in there yet, and I was like, right, I need to go and view it. I went, and I was like, yes, this is it, because I'm never going to be the new girl here, because I'm on my own.
Yeah.
So I started there, and yeah, there's a few girls that work there now, which I love.
Did you know them all before?
No. So there's Claire. She's like my work mum. I call her my work mum.
Aww,
it's like she'll go around tidying up after me, and I am a very messy worker, but I would never leave my mess at the end. Like I'm very like tidy up a little at the end, but I'll go to clean my bowls and they're already clean. And I'm like, have you done that again? But yeah, she's like my work mum. She's really good. And then Amy, she's leaving to go on maternity soon. She's having a little baby girl, so yeah, it'll just be me and Claire again. But I do love it in there, but I also want more. Like I want to grow, and
you got me on my next question already.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know, I feel like there's no room in there for me to grow, which I haven't got any plans at the moment on where I want to be, but so it's like perfect for me at the minute, but I see myself like doing more.
Yeah, so would you say that like you're probably at the best point of like career that you've been in so far?
Definitely.
And would you also say that like, so from experience, but like whenever I've finally done something well, or whenever I feel like something's going well, that's what builds me with even more confidence to get further. If I was just like in a job sort of like sailing along, which I have plenty of times, and then I finally do something that makes me feel good about myself, it actually
to do more.
It actually makes you think. I think like I can do whatever I want, rather than, would you ever say you were a little bit more like closed-minded, or didn't have a lot of like belief that you could do it maybe? Yeah. And now she's shooting for the stars.
I think I do things like, and like every client, every colour that I do, like I am like the biggest hype for that colour. I'm like, oh my god, and they're like, what? Did you not think it was going to be like this? And I'm like, no, but I can't believe I've done something good again. And like one of my clients, it was not long after I first started, and I was like, she was like, what? And I was like, it's gorgeous. And she was like, did you not think it was going to be? And I was like, no, but God, I didn't think I'd do it that well.
Didn't know I could pull that off.
So like every colour now, I'm like, wow, oh my god, this is amazing.
I love that. I love how you speak about it as well, because you can tell that you love it.
Yeah.
That's something that like I probably miss working in the job that I do. I mean, I do think to myself though, like, have you ever been, obviously you've been working like when you did like I don't want to say the bridge stuff, but like you were in an office full of people, so have you ever found it like lonely or anything being self-employed, or do you prefer it? I suppose like you are speaking to people all the time, which must be nice.
Yeah, I kind of think, I don't know, sometimes I think no one gets it, like, and I think, but then I think this is what I'm building myself for, like, I'm doing everything, it's for a reason. Like, and I could not be one of them people that sit at a desk, because my mind does not stop. Like, I'm always thinking about things that I can do next, and I kind of have this thing now, which I hate and I wish I didn't have, because my mind is always more. It's like, I'm not doing enough sometimes.
You're not like appreciating how far you've come.
Yeah, so if I have like a rest day, or like I have a Monday off now, I don't have a Monday off because I'm sat going through my diary, I'm sat thinking about what I can do next, I'm sat thinking about all these things, and I can't actually just switch off and just have a minute for a rest, because I'm just thinking, what could I do next?
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. Like, I am a little bit like that, but at the same time, I always have to feel like, you know, I don't have kids, so I generally don't have as much responsibility. But I think even since doing this, because it takes up so much of my time, and I never thought I would do something like this, that when I'm sat doing nothing, I'm thinking, well, why am I sat here doing nothing? And it makes me feel
like
so
a
guilty.
Guilt. Like, I have this guilt that I should be doing. Like, I probably, to my mum, she probably thinks, wow, you lazy cow. Because when I finish work, like, so on Tuesdays, Monday, Tuesdays, because I'm off on a Monday and then on a Tuesday, like, I'll go to hers when she finishes at 3, and I just sit there, and like, the kids do whatever they want, like, now they're a bit older, they're a lot better, but I just sit there.
Do they like look after each other and you can just leave them? Love that.
No, do you know what?
Or do they fight?
Alfie and like my brothers, like, they are obsessed, like, they are absolutely obsessed. So they don't want to know me at my mum's. Like, I have to go to my mum's every day. If I don't, there's a kick-off.
Does she live far from you then?
No, she lives like a 5-minute drive. There's a kick-off coming home because they can't stay there every night. Everything is just to be at my mum's, but it's like, like, that's my comfort. I like to be there, so they're there. And I kind of understand it, because I don't like being at my house, so they probably don't like being there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and so you think that like your mum's home feels like a home to them as well.
And Archie says all the time, Nan's house is our home, isn't it? And I'm like,
oh
yeah, but you can't live there, mate. You can't live there. As much as I want us to, we can't live there.
Oh, bless. What was I going to say? So, like, I feel like I want to touch on like a few more things as well. So I know we said we were going to talk about the kids, but keeping to your career, like, what is it that you want to do next? Are you comfortable sharing? Because I'm always not comfortable sharing, because I'm like, what if I say this and then what if it just doesn't work?
I'm not comfortable sharing.
You've got to keep yourself accountable.
I think I really believe in the evil eye.
Okay, talk to me more about this, because anybody who listens to this normally is going to know how much of a fucking woo-woo I am. Even I'm not that familiar with the evil eye, so let's talk about that.
So I just think there's a lot of people, especially in Runcorn, like, you can't be happy for someone.
No. Okay, I'm completely agreeing.
I think there's always that thing of like,
they can't do better than me.
Yeah.
And
I think I kind of do see it a lot, and it's like some comments here and there with people, and I think, like, I don't like to tell, like, obviously tell people, but I think I tell people who I think that would be happy for me. Do you know what I mean?
No, I completely understand what you're
not
saying.
That I don't think that you'd be happy, just not the world.
No, we'll talk about it when we tend.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit kinky, that, doesn't it? Anyway, she'll tell me more. I can't wait to hear, because I genuinely agree and understand what you're saying.
I think like, my vision, like, I don't see anything other than that, and I think if it doesn't, like, I've told everyone that I'm going to do that, and then it doesn't happen. It's
but
like,
that's my
and people
my
will
fear.
be waiting for it. Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, like, your actions, just do what you gotta do. I agree with you, because
hustle in silence.
I think though, like, I don't really like associate with that many people who I went to school with, not because I hate people, or just I've just not ever since I went to college, I just made the decision that I didn't really want to stay sort of in the same like crowd, but just, yeah, not really for any reason. But I do often hear people will say stuff like that, you know, it's hard because everybody wants something and people don't think that there's enough to like go around. So they think if you've got it, well then they want it. So it is hard, but I'm dead excited to see like what's next. I think knowing where you've come, how far you've come, very inspired by the way.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing, and I really do want to hear more sort of about, like, we talked a little bit before about when you fell pregnant, but like how did all this go for you? Like how have you found being a single mum? I mean, I wouldn't know where to even begin, obviously, but
I get a lot of help, like I really do, and their dad is amazing with them, like absolutely amazing, and I'm so lucky.
Do you have like a good relationship?
Yeah, like we get on really well, and even like with Cal, like everyone gets on. There's no like awkwardness around the twins.
Aww.
Like the twins see everyone being happy, which I could not ask for more. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that sounds lovely.
It is.
Sounds really nice, because I obviously
like,
don't really know any of that because I haven't seen it for ages.
Because I think like when people think of like the exes, and even when the dad had a partner, like I would never be rude to it, and I think I see my friends that I've got are with people who have kids and how good they are with their kids, and I just think that's all I want for mine. Like, yeah, no one's ever going to replace me being their mum. No. So if someone's there to help, then thank you. That's what I think.
That's just so fucking mature of you. I
was that, but I just think no, I hate drama. Like,
rather be without it. Plus, I think by the sounds of things, like, because you obviously do love your kids so much, I'm assuming that you just want for them as easy anything as possible. And if someone's obviously going to be involved in their life, might as well be nice for them.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it takes a village to raise your kids, and mine's more than a village. Like, even my friends, like, there's so many people that will post quotes about like, you realise who your true friends are when you have a baby, and I just think like effort works both ways. Like, I have still always bothered with my friends even though I've had kids, and I think maybe if I wasn't a single parent, I maybe wouldn't have, because you are caught up in your own life, aren't you? I think.
And people are very stubborn as well. Like, if everybody sat there and said, I'm not going to text first, or I'm not going to make an effort until you do, you would never hear anything. Like, the twins have so many aunties that aren't their aunties. Everyone's an auntie. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and they know them all, like, and they remember everything, like every birthday, like, everyone's always been there for me, and I think I really do appreciate it. Like, but as well, like, I think about my friends and I think, whoa, like, my life is so chaotic to yours. I was gonna say, you go to work and you go home. And, friends. Yeah. I have a few that I've kind of come closer to over the past couple of years, but it's so mad because they live in Liverpool, so I think we've all had our kids together twice. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Like, in the whole time, like, we've all been friends. Oh, you've all been, like the twins have met their kids like twice, yeah. Okay, I don't know what I thought you meant by that, but yeah, so I have my mum friends that I'm home to and they get it, and then I think like my other friends, I've got a few, I've got Alicia and Georgia, who are my friends from home, but even then, like, we see each other, but we don't all have our kids at the same time, so it's like we see each other like, no, but I suppose it's friends, like being relatable as well, like sometimes what you were saying before about having people who understand, I think that's so important to have like that in your friends as well. Like, and I think, I imagine that it just must be nice to have other people who just get it. Yeah. But like, I suppose like even when you fell pregnant, did you know anybody that was sort of having kids? Was that quite scary? No, like, no one. Were you just like, oh well, it's nice because I'm the first one? Like, how did all that feel? It was like, I don't know, like, how old are you now? 25. And you were 19 when I had them, yeah. Okay. Oh my god, that's like that's a baby.
That is
I
really
suppose you'll
baby.
like grow up with them now.
Yeah.
And then
like I think like I look back and I think, whoa, I had no job, we stayed at home for 2 years, and now like I think, wow, look at us.
look at where you are now.
Look
Literally,
at us.
like by the sounds of things, like it's been a proper like up and down journey for you, but it sounds amazing. Where you are
I have one of my friends, Julianne, she's one that lives in Liverpool. I actually met her through Instagram. When I found out I was having twins and obviously pregnant, like I was obsessed with twin accounts.
Were you just
like,
following everyone?
Every twin account possible I would follow. And Julianne, she only lives in oh my god, where does she live? Halewood, so it's
my
actually
sister lives there.
over the
yeah,
bridge.
It's not far.
But anyway, hers were born in March, mine were born in May, hers were born in March, and she has Elsie and Ollie.
Oh, that's so cute.
So anyway, when she'd had them, I messaged and I was like, oh my god, I'm about to have twins, like,
how
I'm
ironic.
so scared, yeah, and mine are called Elsie and Ollie.
I know, that's what I was saying, how ironic too.
Yeah, so...
Oh, Instagram friends are the best friends.
Yeah.
They don't have any prejudgment of you.
Yeah. So she was like, oh my god, like, where are you from? And I was like, Runcorn. She's like, I'm literally over the bridge. And my other mum friends, my other mum friends now I've like met through her because they're a bit older than me, so they all have kids anyway. And
oh, lovely.
But yeah, wild.
But then like, I suppose I'm just like interrogating now. I suppose that's my job.
Yeah.
You know? So what was it? Did you like, when you sort of were becoming then a single mum, so were you always in a relationship with their dad? And then...
So when I fell pregnant, so we were together for a year, we broke up, and I fell pregnant when we were broken up.
Oh my god. Was that a scary part of it? Or did you kind of just know that he would be there anyway?
Yeah. I can't. Do you know what? It's all like a blur to me, to be honest.
Really?
Like even when they were babies, like my mum says to me all the time, "Oh, you used to do such and such when you were baby," and I feel bad because I think I can't not remember a single thing that them babies did at all. Like
you probably just run ragged.
Living
That's why.
on adrenaline,
Yeah.
But so then we got back together, kind of were making it work. Then when we moved into the house, I think we were very young and it was just a lot, like a lot. We'd just had 2 babies, like our whole world had been flipped up. Like he didn't want to be with me anyway. Like he was the one that got off the relationship and I kind of was like, no, this is happening together. And then we broke up properly in lockdown.
That must have been hard.
So yeah, we broke up.
Was this when you were living in the house with just the kids?
Yeah.
And like, I assume like you probably still
he moved back in. He moved back in, yeah. And then he left again. I think it was 2 weeks into COVID because we kind of like were living separate lives. Like he was never around.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he was there for the babies, but we weren't together.
Yeah.
Even though we were living in the house, it was like we were like passing shit.
Mm-hmm.
So then when lockdown hit, it was like we didn't even like each other. Like we literally didn't. We were
that must have been hard. I feel like lockdown people said like it makes or breaks people. Like
so then he left, and then I moved back into my mum's for 3 weeks in COVID, just to like figure out what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then things started easing up a bit then, so then I moved back home, and then it was just like he had them 3 nights a week anyway, and then I felt like free because I was like, I can...
You had your own time.
Yeah, because I was like cooped up for 2 years, like in the house. Like the only places I would really go was my mum's. I wouldn't leave the house. I really struggled with anxiety, so I hated leaving the house other than going to my mum's when they were little. I felt like I was free, like, and that's where my friends come in then, and like my house was like the walk-in centre. Like I get really bad anxiety if someone knocks on my door now, unless I know there's a parcel coming, because people just walk in. If they're coming to my house, they don't knock. And I think if people knock at, oh my god, I don't know.
Who is that? Yeah.
It's someone important like today. But yeah, that's when my friends come in then, and we just all lived at my house, and it was just the
I love that. It's like aunties raising the kids.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
I feel like you could have a programme, by the way it sounds. Because I was going to ask you, like, I feel like we're very in sync here, because my next thing was going to ask sort of around, I mean, we're both anxious bitches and all that. I am, like, so anxious, and I still don't really know where mine's come from, so you might not. But, like, would you say that you've always been like that? Would you say that there's anything you think has made you more anxious, maybe, like, being a single mum? Like, talk to me about this.
So I have, like, always been anxious, even, like, in school. Like,
you never ever would have come across that way, though, I don't think.
Really?
I mean, let's be honest, I feel like whenever I would speak to you in school and we were like, however old, like, you would always just talk.
But it was like, people who I felt comfortable speaking to, but other than that, like, I wouldn't, like, and even, like, some teachers, like, if they'd walk past me, I'd feel myself going red, because I'd be like, oh my god, I hope they don't say hi to me. And it's like, so things like that. But my mum used to say, like, if anyone used to look at me when I was younger, I used to just cry. So I think it was just in me, to be honest.
You're a natural anxiety girl.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if anything else has happened. My birth, very, very, very. Yeah, it was very traumatic. So I think that's kind of, and then when I had them, and I kind of got in the thing of, like, not leaving the house, and then I'd have intrusive thoughts if I did leave the house, so it was just easier to not. But then, because I was stuck in all the time, I'd panic leaving the house. It's actually crazy, the woman's body and the mind.
But like, that's it, like, to somebody who has anxiety, you saying that to me, I don't even bat an eyelid. Like, it makes, weirdly, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But to, like, I think, as you're saying, like, being a woman, men, like, associate everything that we go through as, like, hormones, craziness. But, like, genuinely, how can you put your body through creating two fucking humans at the same time? I mean, I know you've not, like, spoken about, like, the birth and stuff. I'm not going to make you go into it if you don't feel comfortable. But, like, if that's left you feeling anxious, I mean, I've not got kids, and look at the state of me. Like, that's what I mean.
No,
like,
but
anxiety, hormones, it's horrific having to deal with.
People who don't understand it, and it's like, I remember someone saying to me, we'll just have different thoughts, and I'm like, it's a chemical imbalance in my brain, babe. Like, I can't just have different thoughts. Like, I worry over nothing.
Yeah.
I worry over things that have already happened that aren't going to happen again, but it might do, so I'm worrying over it.
I just think, listening to you, like, I think, as I say, I feel dead, like, inspired, and I'm like, oh my god, but it's also making me think, if this is how I am, what am I going to be like if I have kids?
If a kid.
Like, that's scary.
I'm not going to put you off.
I mean, multiple people a day put me off, beautiful. But I think I actually do feel quite maternal, so I am looking forward to it. But when the time comes for me, I think it stressed me out right now. But you can't always help it, I suppose. But
definitely not. You can't.
Would you say that it's been, like, worse since you've been a mum then?
Yeah, definitely. And I get really bad intrusive thoughts as well. So, like, even when they were little, like, they'd be lying in their cot upstairs, and I'd be carrying something, and I'd be like, what if this falls on their head while they're in that cot? And I'll be, like, downstairs doing things, and these things just tick through my brain all the time. And everyone says, like, do you go to therapy? And I'm like, no.
See, I was gonna say, like, what do you do anything to try and, like, help yourself or manage it? Obviously, like, this is not advice to anyone else, because I always feel like I have to say that, like, we're not here telling you what to do, but I think people manage things in different ways. So, like, is there anything that you do that you say would help?
So I try and get out. So I think getting out for a walk really calms me. Or even listening to a podcast, like, but then again, like, these intrusive thoughts, like, I'll be walking down a road and I'll think, a car's gonna come and hit me. Like, every day I think is the day of my death. Like,
oh,
it's
my
so
god,
it's so crazy. But, like, I'll be walking down the road. But it's when I had the twins as well, that's why I wouldn't leave the house, because I'd be like, what if someone crashes into me? What if someone runs us over? What if I forget to put the brake on the pram? What if this? What if that?
Babe. That's that. It does sound hard.
But I wish I could go back and just be like, do it, because
you're always gonna have that going around. I suppose.
Yeah,
like, you're always gonna have stuff that you can't switch off. Like, that's why I'm constantly, I think, on the go, is because
if I sit down and think, then that's
maybe that's another reason why we can't chill.
Yeah.
Maybe we can't like relax because
and be in our own
we'll sit there and think ourselves into
oblivion.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my friends, I'm not actually sure if she is a therapist. She does something, but I'll always message her because she's obviously, she knows all the strategies on how to talk yourself out of it. So I'll message her and be like, this is how I'm feeling today.
That's a good friend to have, you know.
I know.
Very good friend to have.
This is how I'm feeling today, like, how do I go about it? And she'll be like, so think about the bigger picture. And I'm like,
passes her number.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I'm like, the bigger picture's me dead.
Oh God. Babe, I'm really feeling for you right now. It's like being in my head.
It's so cute, isn't it? Bougie. Day of my life.
Bougie. I know, like literally day of my life when you were going, what am I thinking about right now?
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, as you were saying, think about the bigger picture.
Yeah, and then she's like, how many times do you hear about this? Like, and I'm like, yeah, but I could be that 1%. And she's like, God. No, right, okay, so let's go back. And then she'll like talk me out of it. And now, like, when I have that moment where I think this is gonna happen, something's gonna happen, I go back to that, think about the bigger picture. What's the chances of that happening? Because like, my new thing in my head now is sinkholes.
Okay. Which means what? Like, go on, give me context.
Like me being sat in my car stuck in the motorway and like, it's so
what right, can I ask, like, what do you watch on like Netflix and shit? Cause
so I can't watch
anything. Where are you
anything.
Thinking of that?
They'll just come in my head.
Because
like,
Cal says to me, so my Cal, right, so he can't watch anything with me on Netflix because I'll be sitting there and I'll get too far into it. Like, if I watch someone just like fucking hacking at someone, I'll be like, ooh, whatever happens to me? Like, I can't.
So that's me.
I
Did you watch Film Me Once?
Yes, I did.
I was convinced, I don't know why, because this never happened, but I was convinced that someone was living in my loft. Like,
okay, that's not okay. But I can understand this fucking cupboard, right?
It's because I've not been up there.
Yeah. Have you seen Inside Number 9?
No, and I won't be watching it.
So, yeah, I was like, Cal's brother and girlfriend were here the other week, and I was like, let's watch something funny, like, let's watch something light-hearted, considering we just come back off holiday. And while we sat having dinner, we were like, right, let's not eat on the cream sofa, let's go and eat in there, put it on the laptop. And it was anything but what I imagined myself watching that evening. Turns out some man was keeping like this slave in his loft for 9 years, who he also got pregnant, and he's like, I just can't watch stuff like that, and Cal gets pissed off because he's like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, reality TV. Yeah. Because that's the only thing I can
like,
watch
just go
and be
with
calm.
It. What's your comfort film?
Comfort film? 13 going on 30.
Mine's just go with it. I'll put it
Oh,
on
I've not watched that. I'm gonna have to give it a go because I've seen it.
Oh my God.
My comfort films are usually anything I've watched from like age 8 to like 16.
Scary, yeah.
So yeah, that's what will be on my recently played.
Yeah.
But no, that's what I think. I like helps me to like escape. But like even when you were saying like anxiety wise, like being outside, I feel like that's just like the number one thing that helps everybody. I'll always say like just get out of your house, go for a walk, breathe some air.
Yeah. Or go in the gym. Like I feel a lot better after going in the gym. I know I'm a new gym girly, but
I mean it takes so long to get into a routine, but once you do it,
I think
it's
in
amazing.
it's like, whoa.
I've just come back out of it because I've come back off holiday. Horrific.
I'm having a bad week. Sophie, if you're watching this, I'm only joking.
She's not telling the truth.
No, I'm going to go tomorrow, but then we're going to Glasgow at the weekend, so...
Oh, that's exciting.
Holiday.
Love that for you.
But then this is another thing where my anxiety kicks in because...
When you've had a drink?
No, just going away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everything just triggers me. Maybe I do need some help.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I'll openly say, with no shame, I started therapy in Jan because, I mean, I can't fucking afford that, but work have helped me out. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say that. But But basically, maybe they picked up that I really needed a bit of help, and they thought we're gonna really try and help this girlie. And to be honest with you, I've done all of the whole like NHS and I know it says CBD, CBT. I've done all of that, and it didn't really get me that anywhere. And then I finally started seeing like a proper therapist in the NHS, and then she went off sick, and then I never seen her again. So that was hard. But then, yeah, I finally started this, and honestly, I mean, financially, like, whether you're in the position or not, I think knowing that, like, this person is actually a professional and they're being paid to help you, I think it really, really helps. It's not a walk in the park. Like, for me, it's got better. It's got worse before, it's got better.
Down, don't you, into your...
That's it. Like, I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm like, sometimes, like, I'll have it on a Monday after work, and I'm thinking this could not be at a worse time, because I'm having a breakdown anyway as it is. But I'll get there, and she'll like take me to like places and memories in my mind that I didn't even fucking know existed. And genuinely, I think if anybody's thinking about it, the best investment that you can make is in yourself. Because like, I think the whole reason behind me doing any of this is from a place of, I know what it's been like to have like anxiety, struggle, but then to come out sort of the other side. Obviously, I'm still a fucking anxious bitch. But to be able to sit here doing something like this is something I never would have
because I think
thought.
that as well. Like, I think back to prior to career starting, I was actually a Saturday girl. I think it was when I left school or just before I left school. And I used to just wash people's hair, and I would not speak a single word to them. Like, I would dread. I wanted to be a hairdresser, but I had like customers, and I think I have got nothing that I can speak to you about, because...
Well, it's almost like it's less than an hour, half an hour, where you just got to have small talk. What's the likelihood of you seeing them again or for a long time?
But now, oh my god, people can't shut me up.
No,
I'm like washing the hair. I'm like, what do you want to talk about today?
I think that sounds like one of the best jobs that you could have. Like, to be honest with you, I don't really have the patience. I have an eyelash qualification, but I got it literally just before lockdown, so I never got to carry on and do anyone's eyelashes, and so then that just never worked out. But the thought of being able to just sit and chat to your friends whilst earning money because you're doing something for them, it sounds lovely. Like, I used to sit and do people's hair like over and over, and I'd be like, I can't be fucking dealing with this. So
no, I love it. And do you know what, because everything just comes as you're doing it now. Like, I'll finish someone's nails and I've chatted that much, I'm like, oh my god, you're paying me now. And then you go, and I'm like, god, that
maybe that's your therapy sessions, babe. Maybe that's the form.
No, that's what it is. Because I never used to say
that, but
no, it really is. I'm like, can I just get your opinion on this, please?
Everyone knows your biz.
No, everyone now. I would never say anybody else's, but God, they know everything about me.
I think that, like, you sound quite similar to me, because I just don't really have a filter. Like, I'll just sit and talk about anything and everything. And then sometimes I've spoke about myself so much, I'll be like, actually, did you want to get a word in? Like,
I had a new client the other day, and then I ended up telling her, like, I was on my period. I was like, I'm so sorry, this is your first time here, you're not going to want to come back. And she was like, no, I had a good time, actually. I was like, oh, thanks. When do you want to book in?
I know,
When do you want your next time? No, I know, it's scary.
No, it is really, like, I think if I was to have, like, regular clients and stuff, like, my friend, well, you were saying you were listening to Anna's episode, like, she's just started doing nails, and I think, obviously building up clients.
Can I just put in? She's not just started doing nails, she's been doing them a while, hasn't she?
No, she's not just started. She'll kill me for that. She's not just started.
No, because that's
doing
me.
them.
I'm like, I've just started being a hairdresser, and I'm like, not Mollie 3 years in.
No, so she started. I'm actually gonna have to get this now, because I'm like the worst best friend in the whole entire world. But she basically did my nails the first time when I was like 7 years old, and then after that she never really actually like went through with it for a long time. And then her first post, probably she hasn't just started doing it, she's been doing them for about a year, but like she's fully booked 24/7. She does it afterwards. So her first post was the 6th of May 2023. So yeah, it's kind of like less than a year, but she's like always, she was born like painting nails. Like she just does a great job at it. But I just know that it's like a full thing. Like just, she's got a full-time job as well. So speaking to people like after work all that time, and but it, at the same time must just be nice, because that's when I get to see her now, when I get my nails done.
Yeah, that's when I see that, like,
up.
I don't rarely see my friends anymore, because I only see them if they book in, and a lot of them, they're my clients, so I'll see them. I have the blow dry club, so I see like my regular girls every week. They're like,
love that.
What's been going on this week? And
you blow dry club. So do they come and just like not have the haircut and just
just have a blow
just
dry
once a week?
Yeah.
I don't know why I've not done that. Love that.
I wish I could have it.
Why could you?
Haven't got the time.
I could never blow dry my own hair either.
No.
Ow, achy arms. Achy arms.
But yeah, it's, I say to Cal all the time, like, he's like, what should we watch? Like, and we'll get in bed, and he's like, God, you're miserable. And I'm like, Cal, my social battery's dead.
Yeah, I'm like that all the time.
Just give me a cuddle and we'll be fine.
It's hard though, isn't it? You're speaking to people all day.
But I probably do look miserable to him, because I'm like so out of it. Like, I'm like, oh God.
I know. We must both be born bitches and miserable bitches, but I think it's understandable, like, listening to somebody like who sounds as busy as you do, for it to be that way, especially talking all day then. But you've done amazing. Like, I literally can't, I mean, I've loved like listening to everything that you said to me, because obviously, like, I know you, but then I don't know you at the same time, so I feel like I don't know like ins and outs, or like everything that you've sort of gone through. And I was saying to Molly, like, before we start recording, I'm going to do this really cringe thing where I'm going to say, if you could think about where you were at a time where you were like struggling the most, or didn't have like any clarity in your life, like, what would you now say to that version of yourself? I literally hate saying that. It's giving me the ick. I don't know. I think it's cute, but it's also like, ew.
I'd need to.
What would you say?
I need to still put this
Moll?
into my head, and every time I start to worry about something now, it's, don't stress over something that hasn't happened yet, because then you're stressing over it twice.
Love that. So like, be present.
Yeah.
I love that.
Stop stressing. Yeah.
And that was like, do you know, that was so concise, because if someone asked me that question, I'd be like,
I've had a whole episode to think about it.
You have?
No, I always say that. There's another piece of advice that I still need to give to myself. Someone told me it once, and it was, if you can't afford it 3 times, you can't afford it the first time. So if you can't buy it 3 times,
should be sat in this house.
You can't. Yeah, no,
should be
that's
sat in this couch.
I'm like, God, yeah, I definitely can't afford that first time, but I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good piece of advice, I suppose.
If you want to save money,
but also like, live your life. You know, literally, that's the motto I'm on. Like, live your life, but live it a bit sensible. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, well, I don't.
But no, I love that, and I think the whole intrusive thoughts thing, like, it's just sometimes about trying to take a bit of like control and be like, actually, let's just enjoy our life.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. But no, I love that. I feel like that's gonna be. I always say I'm gonna do a new thing and then I forget about it. So
no,
if
I
you're
really
the
do love that.
Only one and only that I've asked that from, then at least that was like a good little piece of advice to end on. But yeah, thank you for coming on. It's been so nice.
Thanks for having me.
There might be a little bit in here, I'm just gonna say, like, that we were chatting shit while the camera dropped for a minute. Yeah. I'm hopefully gonna remember to crop it out, but if you do see it, hope it gives you a giggle. But yeah, hopefully, because Molly said that everyone's gonna be watching this, hopefully you're all very kind people. Who will share it with somebody for a little laugh, hopefully not at us, but with us.
See how tapped my life is. When everyone thinks I've got my life together, it's actually really not.
No, you do. She's doing amazing. But yeah, make sure if you're listening, like, as a regular listener, that you follow Molly on everything. And if you're a new listener, please go and follow me on Instagram. I always forget what my fucking Instagram is. Obviously, this podcast is called Surviving the Quarter Life Crisis, but I call my Instagram STQLC Pod.
Well, I've been telling everyone, and they're like, I can't find it, and I'm like,
oh fucking. Well, I might have to change my Instagram name
because it's the ST. Yeah.
STQ. Is that a bit confusing for everyone?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just change it to the full.
Maybe have it in like your little bio so it searches that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good pointer from a fellow
Outsider.
creator. Oh well, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you everyone for listening. Please give me a little follow and rate me with 5 stars. But yeah,
like and subscribe. That's my 5-year-old.